Okay, class. So what I did was I changed some of the colors for my menu, as you can see. Um, I'll go over those steps with you. So I changed the colors to a lighter gray for my categories, and I actually switched out the patterns around my categories to almost like this fall autumn color. So and I also chose the same background for my cover. And I wanted to show you how you can customize your own color into your swatch palette. So this is the color that I used, and in order to customize any type of color you might want, so let's say I have a particular color in mind and I want to make this a little bit more deeper or something. So I will go into my color swatches over here and just kind of play with the different types of hues of red. So once I'm happy with this red, what I'll do is hover on top of the fill icon like so. I'm going to hold down Control and it should say Add to Swatches. Now if I go into my swatch palette over here, this is what I'll have. I'll have the CMYK color name. However, if I want to customize that, I could. I want to double click on this icon right here, and I want to uncheck name with color value, and here you can give the swatch any name you want. Let's say autumn red. So it'll turn those colors whatever name you want them to be, which will be easier to remember. Okay, so we did that. And then what I did was I added some embellishments. Those are actually a font. What I did was I went into my font palette. Now, not all fonts have those ornaments, but some do. The font Bedoni here, which I don't believe you can download. However, you can find a lot of different types of free fonts that have ornaments in them. So this means that they're not necessarily letter forms, they're actually little pictograms or icons, right? So I just basically type this in and I get those little icons, okay? And I converted those to the same red as you can see on the borders and on the cover page, okay? This is how the menu looks like. I'm going to see if we can view this in a particular way. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of some guides. Guides. Okay, so here we have guides, and I would like to hide some of the guides. I'm going to hide frame edges. Alright, so now I can see everything without any of the little frame edges. Right? And what I can do is start to evaluate by looking at this from a distance and seeing, do I want to change this color? Do I want to keep it as it is? If I'd like to do something with the color, let's say I want to make those decorative elements, those patterns a little bit lighter, I can go into the stroke area right here and change the color, say changes to black, changes to a lighter gray version by tinting, and this can also be another option for me. And then maybe work with the autumn red color that I have customized for myself with the cover treatment. And I can also use that as a way to pull from that color into my layout, like so. So those are just little details I can work on. But this is what your assignment is going to be. You're going to do a menu, which is going to be an 8.5 by 11. You're going to have a cover treatment for this. You can call it anything you want. And then what we're going to do for the second page is we're going to have at least 4 courses. Main course, sides, drinks, desserts, or if you want to do appetizer, main course, salads and dessert, just so that we can see categories like this maintained. Now, in the future, if you ever want to design a menu, you can easily change the size of your layout. Sometimes menus are a little bit more narrower, they're a little bit smaller, they're longer, and you simply can go into your document setup and you can customize the size right here. So I have this set as letter just because we're still beginning with InDesign, but you do have the option of going into anything from business card size to postcard size to custom. And custom is where you put in any type of size you want. Okay, so I'm going to leave this at that, and then I will save out. I'm going to save as a PDF. So I'm going to go to Adobe Presets, High Quality, and then what I'm going to do is save this out. I will be saving this out as a menu tutorial. And I want to make sure that this is a PDF. Right? So I'm going to keep things as they are. You can optimize for fast web view, that's fine. So those are the different options you have for PDFs. If you ever want to print this, and you can include crop marks, especially if you have bleeds, like this is when the color bleeds off to the edge of the page, you probably want to make this a little bit larger, and you'll include crop marks, right? So all this is good, and you just hit export, and you're done. And this is when you get to preview your menu. It will pop up in Adobe, in Adobe Acrobat, yeah. And then you have your front, and you have the back. But you're not going to name it menu tutorial. You're going to be naming it like you usually do: first name, last name, name of the class, and number. And make sure it's a PDF. If you have any questions, let me know, but I look forward to seeing what kind of menus you guys design for next week.